Oh man, disappointing not to get the win in a game like that. Thought our kids, the effort, the truth of the film, the effort was incredible. Um, it was a tale of two halves for sure. And when I talked in the post game, the film was accurate with what I said, and we find ways to put ourselves in position to lose games and not finding ways to win games. And it's no more telling than this game. The same calls that were executed beautifully in the first half are some of the same calls that against the same looks that did not get executed in those game-defining critical moments. And it's really hard to understand and put your finger on it, but that's what we have to do as coaches, is to figure out, how to help our kids believe. I think one of the most telling stats of the whole game, defensively, we were dominant, stopped the rushing game. We're really good on first down. That got us in some third and longs, and had our season low in MAs, 23, which is really, really good for an entire football game. However, on the 17-play drive that sealed the game for them, we had 11 of the 23. Same calls, against the same type of looks, and we don't keep the same poise and make the same plays that we had proven to make for 3 earlier quarters. Same thing offensively. A play that gains 15 yards early in the game against the same look has a -2 because we MA on a blocking assignment, or a pass that was an easy completion became much more difficult for some reason. And so it's we've got to start finding ways to win those games. Obviously, there were other factors in the game also that I thought deflated us somewhat, and but we've got to battle through all of that. And so that, so many positives from the game. Again, compliment our crowd, our fans, incredible. We'll need them out even stronger Saturday night as we try to play another top 15 team and prove that I think we've proven we belong in those games. Now we've got to prove we're good enough to win those.
Hugh, any update on the status of Damari Alston? There's been some kind of smoke out there.
Yeah, Damari failed to meet the expectations and standards of our program, and we love him, wish him the best, but that's where it's at.
Hugh, are you guys considering a quarterback change? Have you considered a quarterback change at this point in the season?
When you look at the first half, you're in love with what you see. When you look at the parts of the second half, you question why not the same throws, why not the same accuracy. So all of that is certainly worth looking at. We're always getting other guys reps for sure, but Jackson is who we're going with Saturday, and hopefully he gets off to that same start he did again, and continues it now, throughout 4 quarters.
Hugh, just on the status of the locker room, how have you seen the guys' response since that loss? And with Damari, does that confirm he's no longer with the program?
The locker room is. Here's what I believe, and I think in this day and time, people feed off of trying to create things that may or may not be true. Here's the one thing I believe in, and I firmly believe that when the stage is set with adversity, that the opportunity for greatness is there, and the right type of people. Adversity reveals exactly what your character is and what you're made of, and how much you truly care about this place, the people that have given you this opportunity, your brothers in that locker room that you've committed to. How in this day and time, I guess that commitment is a year at a time or a semester at a time, but nonetheless, that's what we've signed up for. And adversity reveals that, and I believe that's a locker room full of guys that are going to fight their tails off because they know how close they are and they know what it means to each other and to this place. And so how we respond will reveal that, and you've got to go through it. You can't go around it. There's no shortcut, and there's no easy games. There's no easy road. And the great thing is you get to find out a lot about yourself and about who you really are. And I'm excited to see that. I know what this staff is made of, and I think I know what most of these young men are made of. Many of them are young. They're learning, and they're watching. How does Coach handle this? How does, the older kids like Keldrick Falk, who's an incredible leader, how do they handle these moments that you're disappointed? And we should be disappointed. We could easily be sitting here having a lot better discussions, but we're not. And we've got to go through it, and this will reveal everything you need to know about everyone in that locker room.
Coach, in follow-up with Peter's question about the locker room, at what point, though, is the results a reflection on the leadership and the coaching? How much of that are you owning? What are you changing this week? Like, why would fans expect a different result this Saturday?
I can't control what your expectations are or what theirs are. I know what ours are. Ours are to get ready to go win a football game, just like they were last week. And I thought we had a really good plan for our kids to do that. You don't always win in this league, and we knew that when we came here, when we were starting to build, and we're there. And we do have to get different results, and we all know that when we sign up for it. But anybody that looks at it and doesn't see that it's very, very close and attainable really don't know what they're talking about. And so we've got to get different results. And, there's one way to do that. Go back to work, and let's get better at learning how to win when we get those opportunities, and hopefully get a few breaks that go our way also. And, and let's get on the winning column and see if we can't get on a run.
Coach, what's your assessment of the season Jackson has had so far? What's he doing well, and where does he need to improve?
Critical moments. He's got to shine. And I think he's done a lot of nice things. Obviously, he's taking care of the football for the most part. But certainly, I think he's got to have a little more poise in the pocket. And when we've got to have those critical throws, we've got to make them. And we've lacked some of that, and so that's where he's got to improve, and he knows it, and hopefully we'll see that Saturday.
Yeah, Hugh, is Damari gone? I mean, is he gone, you won't be playing here anymore?
Won't be playing here anymore.
All right, so he's a very popular player. He's also a good player. I mean, how much of a kick in the teeth is that? He's important.
Next man up. We'll get Omar and Alvin and Justin and those guys ready to roll.
Yeah, how close is Darrell to potentially being back in that running back room as well?
He's running. You know what? I need to ask the medical staff that. That would be nice, too. He's a competitive dude. So I'm not sure how close he is. I did see him running on the field this morning when we were having our walkthrough. So I hope he's getting closer and closer for sure.
Hugh, the offensive line on Saturday felt like protection was there a little bit more, than it had been in the past? You feel like that group took a step forward
I do.
from what you saw?
Yeah. Again, it's if you look at 3 quarters, really for sure 2.5, pretty dominant. We're not playing a lot of guys. I don't know if the fourth quarter, them rotating defensive guys probably helped them some. Us not rotating as much. We looked a little, we didn't look the same as we looked the first quarter, for sure. But I thought they did, the first half, they were really dominant. And we got to find a way to sustain that for 4 quarters.
You obviously know Eli really well. When you look at Missouri, look at this team, what stands out to you about
Yeah.
them?
Eli's a good friend. I think he's one of the best football coaches in the country. And what he's done there is remarkable to continue to rebuild that roster year in, year out in today's times, go find him players that fit his culture, his system. And he's done a great job. He's got Corey Batoon there, obviously, who's one of my good friends also that worked for me for years, I guess 7 or 8 years. And he's his defensive coordinator, so have great respect for them and their staff and the job they do. I think their defense is one of the better we face. I think they're 4th in the league in total defense, and people aren't running the ball on them very much at all. And they're scoring points. Their quarterback and tailbacks and receivers are playing at a high level. Very talented team. Their quarterback understands the system Eli wants and plays within it, and then uses his legs very well when he needs to. It's a really good football team that we get an opportunity to test ourselves against.
Hugh, you mentioned after the game that you felt like your team didn't play with the same energy in the second half after that fumble. Just as coaches, what do y'all have to do to make sure your team plays with that energy throughout all 4 quarters?
Yeah, watching the film, I don't know that. The passion was still there, particularly defensively. I think offensively, some of the air was sucked out when we didn't go in 17-0 on the call. That I still disagree with, but the passion, the energy was still there. We just didn't play with poise and execute the same level that we had early on in the game. But I do think it was somewhat deflating for sure. Offensively, not to get, we should have had minimum 17 points for sure, if not more, heading into the half.
Back to Missouri, Hardy's one of the best backs in the SEC, breaks a lot of tackles. Just defensively this week in practice, how much is wrapping up and gang tackling part of the message?
Big, strong, really good running back, one of the better we faced. So that definitely will be an emphasis. Obviously we put an emphasis each week on stopping the run, and this is no different, but he's one of the better we faced.
Coach, without commenting on any specific official call, 3 weeks straight, it seems you're on the wrong end of a lot of what seemed like judgment calls. A couple weeks ago, the SEC took the unprecedented step of not only saying we got it wrong, but we're punishing officials involved. Did you get any more explanation after the game on some of the odd things that happened from an officiating standpoint?
Yeah, I was on the phone quite a bit this weekend and had a conversation with Commissioner Sankey and with the Director of Officials, John McDade, and expressed how I felt. They listened. Obviously, they want their group to get it right all the time, and it's just there was some that did not get right, in my opinion, and they can disagree with me. They can, but it was it's hurting our football team, and it's hurt, in my opinion, our record, and some of it has to do with us for sure also. And so I had good conversations. Commissioner Sankey has always been one that I could talk to, whether I enjoyed the conversation or not. But he's a man that I think has great care for the people in this conference and you know, and our feelings and what we're going through. And I enjoyed my conversation with him. He understands. They get frustrated when things aren't done right also, but you know, unfortunately it really doesn't help us, you know, when there's really nothing you can go back and do. So but I did have good conversations with them, and I know that their intent is to do the best job possible they can, and it be equal for all that are playing this game in this great conference. And it's just felt like the last few weeks it's we can't get a break that goes our way, and some sure look like they should, in my opinion, and many others' opinions. But at the end of the day, you trust that that everybody wants to do the best that they can, and I'm confident after my conversations with them that's still their goal. And again, it doesn't really help my feelings or the feelings of the Auburn fans or our locker room and our kids. But you definitely are going to have those conversations to try to plead your case and defend when things you feel like could have been done differently.
Just a quick follow-up. At the end of these conversations, did they give you any roadmap to how they're going to do it better or how they're going to get it right the next time?
No, I don't think that's part of the policy of they're not going to discuss, you know, with you, you know, the conversations they're going to have with other people, whether it be officials or other coaches or you know, they're not going to share that information, and I respect that. But so you really don't get that type of feedback.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.